Okay, guys, so today we're going to talk about the freight broker process. You're going to learn the entire freight broker process from beginning to end. And the first step is actually obtaining your shipper, which is also known as your customer. Some people refer to it as customers, some people refer to it as shippers. If you don't have any shippers, you don't have any freight to move, you're not making any money. So to be very successful in brokering, the more shippers you have, the more freight you have to move, the more money that you can potentially earn in this business, especially if you want to quit your full-time job and you want to do this on a full-time basis. You're going to have to just hustle and get those customers or shippers. So I'm going to show you one technique of actually finding shippers. There are several different ways you can actually obtain shippers. This is just one way. So, you can do it however you like to get that shipper. So since I live in Georgia, I'm going to look up the Georgia Chamber of Commerce. And you can also do this for any state, not just Georgia. You have Florida, South Carolina, North Carolina, New York. Any state. You can go to the Chamber of Commerce and you want to look for their membership directory. Now, each state, their website may look a little bit different, so you may have to do a little bit of navigating to actually find what you're looking for. Okay, so we're going to search by business type. Okay, and what we're looking for is the manufacturing area. Okay, so here goes to manufacturing. You can click on any of these and call the companies. I'm going to look for one with a little bit more results. So I'm going to go to the next page. Alrighty, so manufacturing, 57 results. Alrighty, so the first one, accent yarns and textiles. They have a few of them here. Alright, so let's just go with the first one. They're out of Chatsworth, Georgia. It doesn't let you click on it. So what I normally do before I even call shippers, I try to plan out my list. I try to write out my calling list. In this class, we do want you to at least do 100 shippers a day. So every day, we want you to at least contact 100 shippers. At night, you can go ahead and make your list of whom you're going to contact that following day. You also need to provide updates. Okay, each company that you contacted, what was the result? Did you send a packet? Did you leave a voicemail? Did you get no answer? If you sent a packet, you want to create a separate spreadsheet for everyone you sent the packet to, and I would follow up with them weekly. Every week follow up with them until they add you to that load list or until they tell you, hey, we don't need any more brokers. We'll just call you. You don't have to give us a call. So accent yarns and textiles. I would go over here to an Excel spreadsheet. And we're just going to make it simple. Shipper name. Address, phone, website, email, and you basically, sometimes you will have to Google some of these shippers. Sometimes you may have to Google some of these shippers to get their address. So basically it will be my list. You know, as I'm looking on Google or as I'm looking on the Chamber of Commerce website, I will put the name of the company, their address, phone number, if they have a website, an email address. And then these other boxes I would leave blank. I would probably put a comment section, and also every time I contact that company, I would put that date. So let's say you contacted them on, let's say today is February the 16th. And if you want to leave a space up under there, you can put what the comment was. Left message or sent packet. And you can also do SP. SP. Or you can do the date, SP. So on that day you contacted them, you sent the packet. Or on that day you contact them, LM, you left a message. Or NA, no answer. And then if you contact them, let's say on March the 1st, you could put sent packet. That way you can kind of keep up with the status of everyone you're calling. But, you know, I have some people that do 200 calls a day. 100 is just what we require. But again, 200 calls a day would really be awesome. If you're really trying to get out here and get some freight, move that freight, make some money, and make this a career. You do have a lot of flexibility in brokering. So, you know, you will be able to work on your own time. But I will tell you, it is very hard to get shippers or customers. And in the beginning, you want to work as hard as you can to get these shippers and get these customers. That way, it will pay off in the end. So basically, this is something that I would do. I mean, you can actually format this any way you like. You know, make it look pretty or however. You can, you know, highlight it, and you can do some different, whatever you want to do that's good for you. Okay, so this is just an example, but please, you know, try to have some type of organization when you're creating your list. That way you can save this to your computer, you can open it up, and you can remember, hey, when I contacted them on this date, this is what happened, or this is who I spoke with, or, you know, whatever you want to put in your notes is fine. Alrighty. So now one other way that I find shippers, and you guys may have already watched my video on finding shippers, but another way is I would just type in, let's say, okay, lumber manufacturers in Georgia. Okay, so Google will pull up a few companies. Some may be actually a store, but normally it would tell you. So like right here, Georgia Hardwoods, it's the hardwood store. That doesn't mean you cannot contact them and see if they use trucks. They probably do have shipments. Southeastern Lumber, that will probably be one. You can also click on more places. But look right here, Southeastern Lumber Manufacturers Association. I'm pretty sure you can probably go there and look at their member list. You can click on more places. You really have to be creative when it comes to finding shippers. Burt Lumber Company, Southeastern Lumber, I would call them. Dixie Plywood and Lumber. Up here, you can also type in steel. And you don't have to do Georgia. You can do any state. Do you see all of these different companies that pop up? These are companies you want to contact. And these are companies, Advanced Steel Technology, okay? You want to take their name, put it in your Excel spreadsheet, phone number. You could put an address, or you can just do Rome, Georgia. Go to their website, get their website information. This is your homework that you're going to be doing each night. Each night you need at least 100. If you get 200, that's great. Okay? So you want to put all these companies right here in your spreadsheet. And they have different pages. So I mean, it's easy to get 100. Right? So basically, I'm not going to take up too much time on actually finding shippers. So once you have found a shipper, the next thing you're going to do, you're going to send that shipper an email. So let's go over here to the email. We're going to click on compose. And I don't have an email address, so let's just say this is my shipper, info@bumblebeedispatch.com. Okay, so let's say that's my shipper, and you can do available freight or hauling freight for your company. I mean, put something in the subject line. Whatever you choose is fine. I'm really not picky. But let's just say about hauling freight. Alrighty, so if you physically spoke to someone and they said send a packet, get that person name so you can make it more personal. Let's say Frank. Hi, Frank. It was a pleasure speaking with you today. Attached is our company packet. Please fill out the one-page customer form and review our information. Don't forget to add us to your available load list. We'll be in touch within 48 hours. And you can do sincerely or you can do your name. It doesn't matter. And then what you're going to do, you're going to go to your attachment and you're going to attach that customer packet. Now, again, this is just an example, you guys. You can do your email how you want to do it, what's good for you, how it fits you. This is just an example of what we do. You would click on your attachment, and then what you're going to send them is a customer packet. And this is what our customer packet looks like for right now. The one-page customer form that we request for them to fill out is their company name, address, the date they were established, their EIN number. If they have a DUNS number, that's fine. Bank references, trade references, so forth. It doesn't have a phone number on here, so if you want to, before they turn it in or before you turn it in to me, just email us that phone number or write it on here somewhere. That will be fine. Basically, this form is used to establish credit for that shipper. So you have most shippers that pay within 30 days. However, you do have some that may pay longer than 30 days. It may be 90 days, 3 months before you get paid. So what we try to do, we try to check their credit rating and we give them a line of credit with our company. So you may have a shipper, we may say, okay, you got $10,000 worth of credit with them. Once they start paying on those invoices, then, we'll see how they pay, especially if they're a new company and we don't really know how they pay. Okay? So this is all that's in your packet. You have that one-page customer form. Some of the customers will not fill it out. They may just fax you over basically like a profile of their company or a resume of their company, and we can take that as well, and that is fine. If they don't send anything, then we're going to need their name, address, and phone number so we can look them up. That's going to be the minimum. Okay. So this is our company information packet. This is something that the customer has. Okay, our company name, address, MC number, tax ID, DUNS number, phone, fax, email. All of this stuff is what they're going to need for their records. So this is what's in the packet. It has our bank information, our insurance, and our surety bond. Also references. Okay. It shows them a copy of our insurance, or we have the 1 million liability that they require. So it shows a copy of our insurance company, if they need to contact anybody over there, and so forth. It also shows our W-9 information. Okay. Also in this packet, this is a copy of our surety bond. Every brokerage must have a minimum of $75,000 for a surety bond. So this shows them, hey, we got our surety bond. It shows them that. Then it shows a copy of our authority. So all of this is required. This is the packet you will send your customer in the email, and we will send you this packet. You'll attach it to the email, and that's what you will send them. So you would click on the attachment, add that packet, and send it to them. Then you would go to your Excel spreadsheet, and let's say you sent the packet on March the 1st, then you need to follow up with that company within a week. So here, the next time you follow up, it should be at least 3/8 if it doesn't fall on a weekend, okay? And you need to put your comments. And that's how you keep it organized. Alrighty. So you sent your shipper a carrier packet, and you got everything sent. They received it. So now your shipper has sent you something called a load list with their available loads. And this is just one of my shippers. They have several loads. Not all shippers' loads are going to be like this. Do keep in mind that this particular shipper does work with multiple brokers. These shippers that you're calling, you're not the first broker that has called them. They probably receive tons of phone calls a day from multiple brokers to earn their business. So the shippers that you're receiving, they deal with multiple brokers. One thing is, when your shipper sends you that list over, go ahead and get it posted. Get it out there. Get it posted. So what we're going to do, we're just going to pick one of the loads, and we're going to show you what happens next. So all of this is in your phase 1. In phase 1, basically, you're going to be contacting shippers and telling them to add you to their available load list. You're building up your shipper list. Starting out in the freight broker training, you may be in phase 1 for 3 weeks. You can be in phase 1 for a month. You're going to be working on getting shippers. As soon as you have a shipper, the next step, or phase 2, is posting to the load boards. So this is a shipper list again. So what we're going to do, we're going to post these loads to a load board. We're only going to do one because I have a video on posting to the load board. So you can watch that video at a later time. So basically, this is my shipper list. This is for flatbeds. And this is the origin. This load will pick up out of Chapman, Alabama. It's going to Tampa, Florida. That's where it will deliver to. The day that it will be ready for pickup is February the 13th. However, you can post 13th, 14th, maybe even 15th. They have these dates posted, but it's going to stay up here until it's gone. Okay, this is the mileage, 441 miles. This shipper is paying $900. Okay, since it's a flatbed load, it does require tarp. This is what the yes is for. On this particular shipper, a 6 or 8 foot tarp is fine. They don't care if it's a 6 foot or 8 foot, but it does require tarp. If it didn't require tarp, it would say no in this box for this particular shipper. All your shippers, the load lists are going to look different. They will not look the same. Okay? So, Chapman, Alabama to Tampa, Florida, picks up on the 13th. 441 miles, paying $900. Does require tarp. All lumber loads, this is also a lumber shipper, so all lumber is going to be, they have to be able to scale 48,000. So now what we do, we come over here to truck stop is what we use. We're going to post that load. Click on New Post. Yes, my internet is kind of slow. Alrighty, so this is a single posting, and I'll go over the multiple with you as well. So single, multiple is normally what I use on that shipper because they have so much freight that I just like to go ahead and enter, at least 50 loads at a time and submit it. So it's Chapman, Alabama. It's going over to Tampa, Florida. It's a flatbed. Sometimes I do FSD. That means it could be a flatbed or a step deck, as long as that step deck can scale 48,000. Okay. The amount field. You could put an amount here, but you don't have to. Majority of the brokers don't. Pickup date, they set February the 13th. But since I'm making this video on the 16th, I can't go back to the 13th. So I'm just going to do for Thursday and Friday. I think it was 444 miles. And 48,000 on the weight because it's lumber. If you have any LTL freight less than truckload, let's say you get a customer and they say we're only going to use, it's only going to be 20 feet of space, you could click that right there. Maybe it could go on a hot shot. It really just depends. That's it. If you had a LTL load, you would change that to partial because it wouldn't be a full truckload. But a lumber load will be a full truckload. If you want to put any special information, REQ, because it does require tarp, you can do require 6 or 8 foot tarp. You can, you don't have to. Okay? So what we're going to do next, we're going to post it. So now our load is going to be out there on the load board for carriers to call and check on that load. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to search for my load. This is what truck stop looks like to carriers. This is truck stop, but this is the carrier version. So carriers go to the load board to find a load. Okay, so let's put in the Chapman, Alabama. I'm a carrier. I have a flatbed, and I want to go to Tampa, Florida. My computer speeds up. Okay. Alrighty, so right here, here's Bumblebee. We just posted it. When you post loads, right here where it says age, it's going to show how new that load has been posted. Okay. Here's another broker, DSV UTI. They're also posting that same load, Chapman, Alabama to Tampa, Florida. So they're dealing with the same shipper that we are. Okay. So when you're posting loads, anything you post at night, it's going to show this load has been posted for 1 hour and 4 minutes. 9+ hours, most people don't even call on it, to be honest with you. Okay? So this is what the carriers see. They see the company, Bumblebee, the phone number, the pickup date. So they can click on the load. Let's click on it. I want this load. Alrighty. So once they click on the load, this is what the carrier is going to see. The handle name is Courtney. Contact Courtney. The phone number, fax number, everything. Chapman, Alabama to Tampa, Florida. Flatbed or step deck for equipment type. The pickup date. Full truckload, 48,000. If you had any special information like your name and number, requires a 6 or 8 foot tarp, it will be in this box. So when carrier's interested in that load, they may go ahead and call you. Okay? So that's just what it looks like on the carrier side. So now you have your load posted. You want to go back to the broker side. You have your load posted. A carrier calls you. You get a call from a carrier and they say, hey, I'm calling about your load from Chapman, Alabama to Tampa, Florida. You basically want to tell them about the load. And so what I would say is going to be a load of lumber, 48,000 on the weight. It does require a 6 or 8 foot tarp. If you know your pickup times and you've been dealing with this shipper and you know what time the pickup times are, you can tell them. You can pick up from 8 to 4. Maybe it's a first come, first serve. Maybe you have to make an appointment. If you have to make an appointment, you want to let them know. Okay, appointment is required or delivery is required. Appointment. Pick up today from 8 to 4, deliver tomorrow from 7 to 3. And we have a rate of 800 on it, and it's 444 miles. Okay? So you may get several phone calls. They may pass. They may ask you for more. If that shipper is paying $900, can you offer them more money if you gave them a rate of 800? Of course you can. It's going to be all a part of negotiation. So what I would tell them, well, can we do 825 maybe? You know? If they accept and they agree to that 825, the next thing you want to do, you want to get some information from them so you can book this load. Okay? So what I always do is get the company name, their MC number. That is their number with the Federal Motor Carrier, the FMCSA, their MC number to state that they are they have their authority. Write their MC number down. The person name you spoke with. Who are you booking the load with? Who called you for this load? Their number. Do they have a direct number? Do they have an extension? Write all that down and the email address where you can send them a packet to. Okay? So once you have all of that information, you're going to go back to your email. You're going to write all that information down. You're going to go to your email. You're going to do compose. Okay? You're going to first, let's see a carrier. I'm going to use Russell. Okay, he's one of my carriers. Okay, I will put in the subject carrier packet. Okay. Basically, you'll get the email address that you got from the carrier. You'll put in an email, subject carrier packet. You'll say, hey, attaches our carrier packet. Please fill out and return. Also, make sure you have your insurance company add us as a certificate holder. Basically, they need to add us on their insurance as a certificate holder. We cannot give them a rate confirmation until this is done. And then you would click on attachment and you would send them the carrier packet. Okay, so we're going to go over what the carrier packet looks like. Basically, this is our information sheet, company profile sheet on the carrier, their MC number, federal tax ID, name, address, phone number, fax, email, contact person. They can fill this insurance stuff out. It doesn't matter because we're going to get a copy of it anyway. Okay, we have a broker carrier agreement. They must fill this out. Okay, this is their payment setup. A lot of companies use something called a factoring company. If they use a factoring company, we need to know that. We need to know, who do we pay? Are we paying you or are we paying your factoring company? So we need to know who to pay. Okay, so this is their payment setup. This is basically something that we use for our factoring company. If we're going to pay them a 1-day quick pay, we charge 5%. We can mail a check or we could do ACH. Excuse me, guys. It's almost 5 o'clock in the morning and I'm a little bit tired, so excuse me for yarning. If they want direct deposit, this is a direct deposit enrollment form. Also, we will need a voided check. And these are our payment terms. A lot of times you're going to get carriers, they're going to ask you, how do you pay? How do you guys pay? Alrighty. So what we need an invoice with their company name and address, a rate confirmation, in all paperwork, a bill of lading, which is what they have, and some people refer to it as proof of delivery. And if they have any unloading receipts, if they had to pay a lumper when they went to the dock, if they have any scale tickets that we can reimburse them for, okay? Some of your shippers may say, hey, we require the originals before we can pay. If so, you make sure you're going to put that in the rate confirmation that you're going to send to your carrier, okay? So what we have a 7-day quick pay. We charge a 3% fee. A 1-day quick pay at 5%, or standard net day 20 days. Actually, our days to pay is about 9 days right now. So, I mean, we are way above the 20-day mark. Okay. Their W-9. Their W-9 form. If they don't have one, they can fill this out. Sometimes they'll just send you theirs. This is a copy of our authority. Again, our information packet for them to have on file, and a copy of our insurance. Now, when the carrier sends you their insurance, it's going to look something like this. Okay. What we're looking for right here where it says evidence of insurance, when they add us as a certificate holder, it'll show you, right here for certificate holder, it will have Bumblebee's name and address showing that we are a certificate holder. If your carrier doesn't get it done, their insurance is going to look something like this. This is their insurance contact name, phone number. So you can call that representative and or email them and say, hey, we need to be added as a certificate holder for your clients, A, B, and C trucking. Our company information is this. Sometimes you may have to call the insurance company to get them to work on it faster, but you cannot give out a rate confirmation without. And also in that packet is a copy of our surety bond for the carriers to have on file. Okay, so that's the basic of a carrier packet that we will send. You'll attach it, send it to your carrier who's ready to book that load. The next step is you're going to call your shipper. Call your shipper and let them know which load you want to book. Okay, so I have my shipper on the line. Hey, my name is Courtney with Bumblebee, and I'm calling to book the Chapman, Alabama to Tampa, Florida for today. Okay, they're going to ask you for maybe your email address, especially if you're a new broker. Maybe I give you this list of posts and you're posting it and you're booking it out. Then you're going to need to give them the email address to send the rate confirmation to. So your shipper is going to send you a rate confirmation for the load. The rate confirmation that they send you is Bumblebee's rate confirmation. It does not go to the carrier. You will create a rate confirmation for that carrier. Okay? So let me see if I can find, let me see, is it Birmingham? Okay, so let me see if I can find one for you guys. Here's one right here. Alrighty. This is a rate confirmation for one of my shippers. And this is what it looks like. So your shipper is going to send you over a rate confirmation. This stamp, Bumblebee to Go, is responsible for this load. They're giving that load that they have over to Bumblebee. Okay? It tells you where you're picking up at. Where is the driver picking up? His first stop. Some loads may have multiple picks and multiple stops. Some loads may have 2 pickups and 1 drop. So this is showing you where that driver is picking up. This is his pickup number right below, the C282900. This is where it's delivering to in the delivery number, okay? Contact number where he's picking up, Wade, is the contact person at Idaho Forest. It's the first come, first serve. We do that as FCFS. They're open Monday through Friday, 6 to 4:30. Okay, delivery don't have any contact information, but you'll need all of this when you're creating your rate, when you're creating a rate con. It also tells you how much they're paying. And in the next video, guys, we're going to do the rate confirmation. We're going to take a break right here. We're going to go ahead and create the rate confirmation and do the rest of the freight broker process.